I am Araceli, a wealth advisor, real estate investor in the United States and Canada, and creator of Wealthy Women in Real Estate. Every week, I meet with Colette, a real estate broker and a real estate investor in Canada. We come together to talk about all things real estate investing and how to increase your wealth. Join us. Welcome, everybody. This is Araceli, Transition Wealth Advisor and Real Estate Investor in the US and Canada. Just remember, we are here to give you some information so you can get started in real estate as soon as possible. Remember, my specialty is in the US, so if you're looking to buy property there, contact me. I'm here with Colette. Colette, can you introduce yourself and tell us what we're talking about?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Colette Raba, and see my little sign there. I'm a GTA broker, real estate broker, and I buy and sell real estate in the GTA. And we like to talk about things like fixer-uppers because Araceli and I both love investing in real estate. We love houses, we love decor, we love everything to do with houses. So that's why we love talking to each other. We actually became friends because of it. And here we are today after how many videos, how many properties we've seen and looked at and flipped and talked about. So we want to give our knowledge to you, the viewer. So please keep your questions coming, like and subscribe our channels. Any questions you have, please keep them coming because that's what we do on the show. We answer your questions. So today's subject, and I get this question quite often when I have investors, I'm sure you have investors too, asking you these questions. What do I do? I'm so nervous. I want to buy a fixer-upper. I have no idea what to do. I need to, have a plan in place. What's the first thing or what are the first things to do and look at with a fixer-upper? So I think you've done a couple fixer-uppers, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And it's very different for each one of them because there's levels, right? Some of
Yeah.
them require only minor a paint job, maybe fix up a couple of things. And some of them you're going to go to the extent of removing cabinets, changing kitchens, floors, bathrooms, all of that. So that would be like a large flip. So it depends what you want to do.
Well, and most importantly, when we say fixer upper, we don't know what your why is. Do you want it to live in it? Do you want it to sell it and fix and flip? Or do you actually want to use it as a rental property? So that really determines a lot as well.
I know, and the thing is, a fixer-upper could have many ends, right? Like you said. So also that is going to be very important that you choose that strategy beforehand, because if you're going to live in it, you may or you may want something a little bit higher end. If you're going to rent it, you can still make it practical, but you don't need to go the high end materials, so you can save a little bit more. So there's
Exactly.
many different ways. So I would really recommend that you figure out what is your strategy before you buy it, so
Right.
you know
So we're
exactly what to continue on.
So this is exactly why we're doing the show because we want to help you with that strategy. So the question that, and I've helped other investors too. The first question, like Araceli is, what Araceli said was, what's your why? So do you want to live there? Do you want to fix and flip it and resell it? Or do you want to fix it and rent it out? So those are just three very basic ideas. There's a fourth and fifth and sixth option, whatever. But just to give you that kind of idea of what do you want to do with those
Yeah,
three major things that generally speaking, that's what people have in mind.
yeah.
So I go and show people fixer-uppers and they have no clue what they're doing, even on the first visit. And I think this is the most important visit. And sometimes you don't even get a second chance to look at the property because things move really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So,
Now, especially, let me just add something there, Colette. For a fixer-upper, whether you are in Canada or in the US, if it is in the right location, there is a lot of people looking for the ugliest house in the best street. And
right.
the reason is because you can change that. You cannot go the other way around. So the competition will be there.
and usually those houses would be either through a realtor that they've just found it, somebody that is looking to sell, or it might be even before it hits the market. So that's why you have to move quickly. That's usually when you will get the best price possible. And obviously that is going to be the most profit that you can make. So that's why you don't have many chances to look at it. So
Right.
can
So
you
this
tell us
is,
some of the points?
yeah, so this is why I think that the first viewing of a property is the most important, and be prepared. So you got to have, let's go, really low tech here. Bring a measuring tape, bring paper and pen, and bring an extra pencil just for backup, just in case, because this is so, so important. Your phone, maybe not that low tech, because if you have a phone, you most likely have a camera. So the first thing I recommend is you ask for permission first, because if there's a tenant in there, or if the house, the people that are living in the house don't want you to take photos or video, please ask first. Make sure it's okay with them, because it's their stuff and it's safety. And as long as you tell them, listen, this is just for my own needs. I just need to have the space because I can't remember. You walk away, you might see 5 houses in a day.
Oh
You
yeah.
can't remember one house from another. So you take that time. Very, very importantly, that you have in their house. Try and get an hour if you can in the property. If not, whatever you can do in that time frame, please try and do it. So uh, honestly, most people are okay with you taking
Yeah.
photos, and because if it's on MLS, there's already photos. So try and look at those top 5 things. First, it's always gut, right? If it's a fix and flip, and it's not romantic for you, it's not your own, personal house, don't fall in love with the house. Please do not fall in love with the house, because negotiating that is much harder. If you're
Oh
just like,
yeah.
yeah, I'll take it or leave it, it's an income property. You need to make money. There's no emotion. I know that's hard to imagine, but you have to kind of do that.
Yeah, the only thing that is important here is the numbers. Just look at the numbers
Yes,
if they make sense, right?
thank you. Yes. So the first thing is you want to inspect your top 5. Araceli likes to say top 6.
6,
Your
yes.
top 5, top and bottom, roof and foundation, furnace, electrical, plumbing, and Araceli likes doors and windows.
Yeah.
In this case, if it's sort of a newer home or a low-end home, windows and doors won't really change the price too much if you go to sell it right away.
Yeah, but it might be something that is like you have to do it. You saw the
Right.
last flip that I'm doing. There is this windows that you can even
Oh yeah, they're ancient.
so
But
there's
it's
reasons that you
also
have to do that.
right, but it's also because you want to hold on to it and rent it. So you
Yeah.
don't want your tenants to feel cold. Their utilities are going to go up. If I just fix and flip and want to sell right away, then I'm not going to worry about that too much. But again, and if you're gonna flip it, or sorry, fix it to live in it, yeah, you might want to consider windows and doors. So yes, of course, Araceli, we always, again, it depends on your why, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's number 1. So, and like we said before, take tons of pictures, video, not just of, here, this is what I see. Remember to go up, look at the ceiling, look at the light fixtures, look at the cracks in the ceiling, and go down, look at the floor, look at the corners. Corners will tell you a lot about a house. Mouse poop,
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
tends to go. Any mold, they like to build up in the corners. So always look at your corners. I know that's not even on the list, but that's just something like pay attention to the things that not just here, up and down. Make sure your video is taking everything, doors, the casing, the plugs, the electrical work, everything you can see, even if there's a basement or if a crawl space exists, anything outside, just have that phone on the whole time if you can. And what's number 3, the most important thing?
You need to measure things.
Measure, measure, measure. So if you don't have a lot of time, like we said, try and at least measure 1 floor so you get a footprint and you have a size. Because if you need to, oh, sorry, do you want to ask me why that's the most important thing?
Of course, I always wanted to know why you want to do something, right? Like, it doesn't seem to be uh,
A
like
big
the most
deal.
important
Yeah.
thing. But take a look at what is the explanation, Colette. I think you got it nailed down. So
Right. Well, and that comes with experience, right? And you know as well as I do, sometimes you might not even be able to get a second showing. You might have to close on a fix like immediately. They want, maybe a week or 2 weeks for closing for the lawyer. So you don't have a lot of time to go back and see the property again, especially if it's not in your area too. So let's say you're, like the GTA, our prices are crazy right now. It's kind of hard to do a fixer upper just to flip. But if you go outside the GTA, if there's properties in, let's say, I don't know, give me an example, Sault Ste. Marie.
yeah,
That's for me, it's like 5 hours away. I'm never going to go back to that property. I'm going to have to hire people, well, maybe just to do the work. But if it's 5 or whatever, even 2 hours away, and you can't get there and you're not doing the renovation yourself, or you can't just, run over and do a measurement, you want to get all those measurements now because you can start ordering the supplies to fix it up. This is a fix and flip. This is
yeah,
or fix and hold. You need to spend money to get this house to where you want it to be.
correct. And
Rentable, livable.
to me, it's a two-sided issue here when you have the measurements. First of all, you need to do an accurate count of materials, which it will lead you to the budget, which it'll lead you to know how much profit you will make if this is a flip, or how much it's going to cost you to renovate for a hold, right?
Of course, that's
And
why I'm dancing.
yeah, exactly. And the second is to make sure that you start ordering the right material as quickly as possible, because some of the things you need to wait 2 or 3 weeks. So you don't want to really lose that time if you are going to be starting and you know that you're going to flip it. You want to take this thing right away and move it as quickly as you can. So
Exactly. Time, like, what's Araceli's favorite saying? Money touches everything.
that's
So
right. Money touches
absolutely, we
everything.
need to know what our we need to know what our purchase price is. We need to know what our renovation costs are going to be. We need to have that spreadsheet. We need to have how much is the flooring going to be. If I know I have, 700 square feet to cover in flooring, I can buy that flooring. I can have that bin at the door ready to go to have my guys, my contractors ready to clean out that house to get it ready the day of closing. I can go and change the locks. I can get my guys ready to go. You might have to book your contractors a couple weeks in advance anyway, so why not?
Oh yeah.
Let
And the
them
thing is, you also have to remember that contractors sometimes they're not available when the
right,
house is closing. So
right.
the more that you can do in advance, the better, because at least you can have your materials delivered to the house and just ready to go when your contractor is ready to go. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and just to know, just to let you know, if it is a house that there's somebody living in there, let's say there's a tenant in there,
Yeah.
you have to make sure that there's vacant possession. So this should be in your contract. The most important, well, not the most important, but one of the important things is to hire a realtor that actually knows what they're doing, has experience in tenant and landlord, getting tenants out, landlord act, tenant and landlord act. In whichever area you're in,
Yeah.
you need to know not just the laws, but how to get that tenant out if you want to take possession yourself or if you want to renovate it. So these are all the things that you really need to pay attention to. Hire the right realtor so they can write in the clauses that you need and also protect you if they don't get out. So, little secret there. But honestly, I'm here in the GTA. You can talk to me. You can ask me any questions.
Yeah.
Araceli, she is in the U.S. She has specialty and she knows lots of people in the U.S. too. If you're
Yeah.
interested in buying in the U.S., so lots of information. We don't want to scare you, but things are usually time is of the essence when you buy
Correct.
a fixer-upper.
So basically, just to summarize, just remember, if you are looking to buy a fixer-upper, you want to move quickly. So you want to go and see it as quickly as possible. Remember, you may not have a second chance to inspect it. So make the best out of it in the first visit. Take lots and lots of pictures, videos, whatever you can. And remember to look at everything, just the floor and the ceiling as well. If you can, remember to inspect the top 6 for me, or the top 5. 3 outside, which is going to be the foundation. For me is the windows and the roof. And the inside would be all the mechanicals, the electrical, and the plumbing. Those are the first things that they will cost you the most money. And then make sure that you measure, if you have the ability, at least the footprint, because you could have a more accurate budget, and you can also pass that along to your contractors to get a quote as well, and order the parts as quickly as you can if you're going to do a flip. So that's it for today. So I hope this helped you out, and remember to subscribe and come to see the next show. Okay, thank you. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Colette.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.